Hello and welcome to Alive with Amanda. Today we're going to be talking about a topic I've talked about before, but I want to give a new spin on it. Is it time to start a group practice, right? And so I want to say a couple of things with this. I think that in some ways, we have to be aware of the economy. We have to be aware of the political environment. We have to be aware of timing, and we have to be aware of like our own thoughts and values around running a group practice or starting a group practice. And so there's a part of me that's like, absolutely do not start a group practice right now. You've missed the boat, right? Like there are so many other group practices out there. BetterHelp Talkspace is taking up a lot of space around hiring licensed clinicians. Headway makes it easy for people to go solo. And so, there's one part of me that wants to, reflect on that. Some insurance companies are cutting rates, or they're making it harder to get increases, or they're just pushing you to Headway because that's where the increases are for rates, right? There's a lot of competition with group practices, right? There's a lot of competition with the small group practice, the medium group practice, the large group practice. Optum is buying up practices. Private equity is buying up practices. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the mental health space. So I do believe if you are starting a group practice, you need to be aware of it. I don't think it should discourage you. I don't think it should make you fearful, but I do think you have to be aware of what is going on both in, the world at large and like in your communities, right? Are there a lot of group practices already in your communities? Can you fill a hole somewhere? So let's talk about like why you might want to start a group practice, right? Are you super full? Do you have a great niche? Are you a systems person, right? Do you have a great reputation? Are you savvy with internet marketing? Are you savvy with social media? Do you have something unique or different to offer in your community? Do you want to put in like a lot of hard work and wait to see the fruits of that labor? Because there is a part of running a group practice that there is delayed gratification. It's certainly not right away. And a lot of times I work with group practice owners and consulting that when you have a small group practice, it really is not as lucrative as maybe people think it's going to be. There is a threshold right there of when, yes, a group practice is lucrative for the group practice owner, or they can start seeing less clients, or that they can, like I stepped away from seeing clients completely and I still draw a salary for my group practice, but that was 10 years in the making almost, So you have to really think about what can you like, where is your place in your community, right? Are you going to do virtual or in person? I think there's absolutely a lot of opportunity for in-person practices that offer afternoon, evening appointments, that see children and couples, right? But that's not everywhere. I know a lot of practices that are still building, like in California, lots of virtual practices there. In South Florida, for instance, where I'm located, if anybody were to ask me, like, how can I be successful in South Florida? I would say, open up a group practice that accepts majority of the insurances, see children, see couples, see people with, everyday stressors, and offer afternoon and evening appointments. Like we would refer to you, right? Because we have a limitation in how many we see. We do refer to other practices because we get full with that. And so again, know your area. Know if it makes sense to take insurance or it makes sense to be private pay. Are there a lot of clinicians in your area? Are there a few clinicians in your area? For caring therapists, we're only looking at expanding in locations that have a lot of therapists, right? Because I don't want hiring to be my issue. Hiring's already an issue in highly populated areas. I don't want to go to places that maybe has cheap rent, but there's no therapist. So there might be a lot of clients. I never want to have like the problem of like too many therapists, too many clients, but not enough therapists, not enough clients, right? I want that to be a harmonious balance. Sometimes, at this point, we have too many clients, not enough therapists, more than likely, depending on, the week and what we're looking at. And so I want you to think about, what do you bring to your community? We're going to talk about how to identify that, but first I want to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you're looking for an electronic health record that can help you run your group practice or your solo practice, your insurance-based practice, your private pay practice, your virtual or in-person practice, TherapyNotes is the way to go. They have wonderful customer service. They have assessment tools for your clients. They have an online portal. You can bill insurance, and they have Therapy Fuel, the AI note taker. So I want you to check out TherapyNotes. So going back to how can you identify whether this is a good time for you or if this makes sense. If you watched my video from a couple of weeks ago, I want you to create a SWOT analysis on your practice, and I want you to see where your opportunities are. And if in your community, there's a lot of opportunity for therapists to start a group practice, then it makes sense. I also would recommend you get some consulting around that. I absolutely get consulting before I make big moves in my practice. I have like 3 consultants on my Rolodex that if I'm looking for certain things, I can go to them. I can get advice. This isn't for me to sell coaching necessarily because I'm kind of busy anyway. So if it's not me, it can be somebody else that can help you. But you definitely, if you are starting a group practice, you want to have a consultant or a coach that can help you identify what your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are, and how to develop a business plan from there, and how to really develop a strong private practice, a group practice that will thrive in your community. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye.